We need to talk. It's time for the family meeting. It's time to set realistic expectations for Nazareth Nabi, for the management, and actually for the fans. What are those realistic expectations? Well, let's talk about them. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Bilo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. Okay, so Kaizer Chiefs right now are in a situation whereby they have a new coach, they have the same old fans, and they have the same old management. So we have fired a lot of coaches since COVID. Ernst Middendorp, Gavin Hunt, Atazwane, Stuart Baxter, there's Mlefenseg, there's Kevin Johnson. Those two deserved it, but we're not there. The point that we're making here is the fact that there's been a constant change in the coaching staff. And even now, there are people who already want Nabi out there. People who already say Nabi is a plumber, Nabi is clueless, Nabi has favoritism, and all of those things. And where have we had this before? We had it under Baxter, we had it under Hunt, we had it under Middendorp. So now, in coming back and setting realistic goals for the coach, I think we should start by addressing the elephant in the room. Not the management, but us fans. Because we keep changing coaches year in, year out, forgetting that there are things that sometimes matter more than wins at the moment. In football, it's about winning games, right? But the thing is, it's not just about winning games. It's about doing that over a whole season, over 9 months. And Kaizer Chiefs, they are known as Cup Kings, and we celebrate that name. But I've always said that I have an issue with Kaizer Chiefs being called Cup Kings, because to me, being a Cup King is all about form. And you can be on form for 4 months and win the Nedbank Cup. You can be on form for like 6 weeks and win the MTN 8. You can be on form for 3 months and win the League Cup. You understand me? So to win the league, you don't need to be on form. You need to be consistent. You get me? And consistency from August until May. That's the amount of consistency you need to have. And you don't get that because players are playing well or are doing well. You get that because the team is gelling. You get that because there's been trial and error. Systems have been tried, systems have failed, and we have formed a new and good playing style. That does not happen in 5 months. And people always rush to say Rivero did it with Pirates in his first season. Again, he won cups. He's only talking about winning a league this season. And again, I will talk about Rivero. Rivero did it in his first season with a squad of Orlando Pirates that was much and miles better than our current squad, or the squad that Nabi found at Kaizer Chiefs. So we cannot compare apples to oranges. We need to compare apples to apples. And if we want to win the league at some point, maybe the thing that we should be thinking about is not the fact that we need the coach to end the trophy drought. Because what we actually want is the coach to start a new era of dominance by Kaizer Chiefs. Because ending the trophy drought just gets the monkey off the coach. Okay, he's ended the coffee drought. What now? Trophy drought. What now? You understand me? Because now, after he wins the trophy, he now is expected to win the league. But he can't do that, because if he just does that, how is he going to replicate it over 9 months if it doesn't have a clear style of play? How are you going to perfect a clear style of play in the first season? You cannot do it. You understand me? There's going to be inconsistencies. There's going to be failures. There's going to be systems like we saw against Stellenbosch in the first, in the match that we played Stellenbosch at FNP. What happened? Chiefs tried playing a 5-3-2. It didn't work. They changed it immediately. So there's going to be learning. And I think that is the expectation that we should have, that this team is not going to be consistent yet. You get me? And in them not being consistent, they should, this is now the expectation that we have on the coach, they should be doing something visible that we see. We can't obviously say the team is going to get better, we're giving them time, but we don't see any improvement. That is why with Abon saying about Johnson, I look at them and I'm like, they deserve to be sacked. Abo Stuart Baxter, I'm like, he deserved to be sacked, because if I look at him, I never got convinced that he had a style of play, because before Indoka Baxter he just trusted Abo Matoho to score in corners. He just trusted his taller players to do the things when we had aerial balls. But what was his style of play? He got figured out. Teams just knew that what I'm gonna do. Even Upitso, I remember when we were playing against Mindendorp was playing against Upitso. That game the Chiefs lost 1-0 when it was kind of a title decider in 2020. And he said, yeah, after he scored a goal, he said, I knew that Chiefs were now gonna play crosses. And then he brought on, I think it was Arenz or someone who was very tall. He brought him on, and the Chiefs started playing crosses, even though there was a tall player in the Sundowns box. So if you don't have variations in how you are playing, because you can see that the Chiefs on a counter, deadly, but they're missing chances, so we can't really say deadly. They are dangerous, but since they're not scoring those chances, we can just leave it at dangerous, not deadly yet. When Chiefs are playing out from the back, we've seen beautiful goals when Chiefs are playing out from the back. Chiefs, we can clearly see that as much as they are not utilizing corner kicks, when they do make those corner routines work, they score. Case in point, the previous game, we scored that type of a goal against Stellenbosch. We can see that the Chiefs are now very capable of also just playing the ball out from the back. We have Abo Dotlo who are very comfortable on the ball. You have Abo at times you have Abo Blom inverting into midfield to make a 6-6. But when Frosler is playing like in the previous game, he inverted into midfield and he became the second 10. But in games before that, you had Sereno inverting from wing position into making a 10. But sometimes you also have one of the wingers holding with. Sometimes you have him inverting and playing as one of the players who are in the half space, like a 10, basically. So we already see that there are variations. We already see that there are things that are being tried out. But Tina, as fans, do we understand what is happening? That is why one of my biggest missions, one of the biggest things that I try to do is to show people that it's not about the final scoreline. That is very important, but we cannot always just depend on, oh, the score was 1-0. That means Chiefs did not create enough chances. No, it doesn't mean that. You can have an expected goal. You can be expected to score 7 goals, but end up scoring 1. Just like Chiefs, they have an XG of, I think they were supposed to, they are under scoring. Well, what am I even saying? They are scoring 2 goals less than they're supposed to be scoring each match they're playing, because their XG is just always that high. They're always getting clear-cut chances, but they are missing them. So that tells you that Chiefs are supposed to be far, far ahead. You understand me? So with the players as well that have come on in the club that do not understand each other, they are still learning how to play with each other. And I know it's 5 months later, that should be further ahead. But look at Abo Dotlo, for example. Abo Titloko, I mean. Players have been given chances. Abo Mteto, they've come back and they've now proven that they can contribute something to the club. Abo Modi were out of form for the longest time until 5 games ago, and then started performing. Abo Titloko were coming out after being told that they were going to be sent out on a loan, and then they come back, they improve the team. Now we're adding Abo Tabokele. Now we've added Abo Lilepo. So all of these guys together, they're still gonna gel. They're still gonna produce something for us. But the question is, are we patient enough? Because there's already people who are criticizing Tabokele. Like the guys only played 3 games. We can do better, because one of the biggest things is that these guys, as much as we say they should avoid social media, some of them, they have to promote things on social media because they are working with brands. They have to make money. They are getting paid by Chiefs, but they still have to make money because football is a very short career. So you must be visible on social media. So if you are not on social media, then that means you are losing a lot of money. So they have to be on social media and they see what the things that you guys are saying. So we can't be negative all the times about these players. We can't be negative all the time about the coaches, because they hear what we're saying and then they end up making the wrong decisions. But right now, my expectation and my biggest thing that I want to see at Kaizer Chiefs is the style of play improving. Is players being given fair amount of opportunities. You understand me? So I also want to hear what your expectations are. Some of you really want top 3. I understand that. You can let me know on the comment section below, and other expectations that you might have. So let me know on the comment section below, and I will be uploading a video analyzing Mamelodi Sundowns against Orlando Pirates. The first part, how Sundowns did when they were going forward, and how Pirates adapted to that and actually shot themselves on the foot. I'll post that on the cutback. Once the video is posted, I'll link it here. But if you are watching this on the 13th of February, not on the 12th, then the video is probably up. So go check it on the cutback with Bill. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, Khosi.